Hello everyone. In this video I'll just be taking you through my general process of how I made this Milky Way tumbler. In this first segment here, all I'm doing is spreading a thin coat of epoxy all over the tumbler for the glitter to adhere to. So all you need to do is just make sure it's really thin and not clumpy, and you'll be good to go. Now we're on to the glittering section of the video. What I did first was just spray paint the cup in the general colors I wanted to use, just so I had a guideline of where to put my glitter on the cup. All three are chunky glitters, and I will list them in the description below. Alright, so what I'm doing here is just laying down the glitter, getting it off the rim. I'm patting it flat with my hand just to make sure it lays flat, so it allows you to put on your epoxy easier and use less coats. You could also use parchment paper and roll it around the cup, and that helps lay it flat too. I just like to use my hand because I feel like I have more control over it. Now we are on to the mica steps. So what I've done here is I've previously put on, I think it was 2 coats of epoxy just to make sure it's smooth. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth in this step because you're going to lay on another layer of epoxy and then lay your mica powder in. So I chose a black, a purple, and it's like a silvery white color. And all I did was mix it up in some epoxy, and what I'm doing here is just laying it in with a stick. You can use your finger, but I like this method personally to just lay on the color, and then you'll see later on here that I use my finger to flatten it out and just give it a little bit more depth and more of an organic quality. So now on this part, like I said earlier, I'm just going to run my finger through each color separately. To me, it doesn't matter which color you go through first, darker or lighter. I just do whatever color I feel like doing first. As you can see, I have a paper towel there that I'm just wiping off the excess epoxy onto that paper towel so it doesn't just gum up on my finger. So when you do this, I like to make little wavy patterns in it just to give it more of an organic feel and give it a little bit of depth. And what you can also do is leave some more of the harder lines in there. You don't have to smear it out completely, because leaving those straight lines in there will give it some more depth. And then you don't want to smear it and make it look muddy, so you don't want to completely mix those colors together. You want to make sure you're seeing any of the colors you're putting in there. I use 3, you can use 2, you can use 1, it's all up to personal preference of what you want to do for your cup. Alright, and that is it. Here's the finished product. I did miss a step. I put some glitter on the outside, and then I covered it with, I think it was 2 or 3 more coats of epoxy to get it smooth, and it turned out great.